and welcome to the Student Services Orientation for Summer 1 and Full Summer 2021. This session will consist of a presentation on many important topics from some of our advisors, followed by time for you to ask any questions that you may still have for us. Before we begin, we wanted to highlight a very important resource, the Graduate Student Services Orientation course on Canvas. You can log into Canvas by going to canvas.northeastern.edu. This course is simply a resource page that you'll have access to throughout your time at Northeastern and provides more in-depth information that we did not cover in today's session. All incoming summer 2021 students have been invited to join this course, so if you have not accepted the invitation to join the course on Canvas, please be sure to check your Northeastern email. This course is not for credit and it is not required for you to complete. However, we highly recommend that you complete the modules to learn more information about graduate student services. Chances are that many of the topics covered in this course will apply to you at some point during your program. This self-guided orientation consists of 5 short modules, and we expect that this orientation will take you 1 to 2 hours to complete, so please plan accordingly. In today's orientation session, we'll begin with an overview of the Graduate Student Services Office and discuss what services we provide. You'll also hear from each of the academic advisors in a quick video. Next, we'll have a quick update on some admissions-related information. We'll then show you how to register for courses and share information on the various forms and processes you'll need to be aware of. Next, we will discuss your responsibilities as a graduate student and important information related to academic performance in your program, and we'll wrap up with time for your questions. If you have questions at any point during the orientation session today, please use the Q&A function to send your questions to the presenters. Your microphone and video will be muted during the presentation, but you'll have the option to ask further questions during the Q&A session at the end. So to begin, we'll start with an overview of Graduate Student Services. Graduate Student Services is an office where you can find answers to many questions related to being a graduate student in the College of Engineering. The Graduate Student Services team consists of staff and faculty who are all here to support you as a graduate student and to ensure that you're successful in your program. If you have a question and you're unsure of where to go, try contacting your academic advisor in Graduate Student Services. Please be aware that academic advisors are working remotely until further notice and are not available for in-person meetings. Additionally, we highly recommend that you bookmark the link on your screen, which will take you to the Graduate Student Services website. Here, you'll find very important information on many topics, such as forms, graduate school policies and procedures, who your faculty program advisor is, and registration guidance for new students. One page that will be extremely valuable for you as a new student is the New Student Information tab on our website. The link to this page can be found on the right-hand side of the Graduate Student Services website. On this page, you can find information about things like housing and transportation, how to get your Husky student ID card, health insurance, as well as information on course registration. If you have not yet registered for classes in summer 2021, please check out the course registration guidance that has been compiled by your department. You can find these guides under the Information on Course Registration tab on the New Student Information page on our website. The academic advisors in the Graduate Student Services Office can help answer many of your questions and assist with various concerns regarding your program and student record. However, we're not always the best resource to contact. The table on this screen is a handy resource whenever you have a question. This information is also available on the Canvas orientation course and the Graduate Student Services website. To give a brief overview, your Graduate Student Services academic advisor can help you with questions about forms, course registration issues, concerns with your degree audit, academic probation and academic standing, and other general questions related to the College of Engineering. But if you aren't sure where to go, we can always help point you in the right direction. You also have a department faculty advisor who can assist with more specific program questions. Your faculty advisor is a professor in your department who can answer specific questions you may have about courses and your degree program. Your faculty advisor is an excellent resource and it's important to get to know who they are. On the Graduate Student Services website, you can find a link to the Program Advisors page, which will list all of the advisors and their contact information. Lastly, advisors in OGS or the Office of Global Services can help to answer any questions you have about visa compliance, OPT, CPT, or taking a leave of absence. The academic advisors in the Graduate Student Services Office are available to assist you during regular business hours and will follow the university holiday schedule. The quickest way to get a response to your question is to send us an email. You can expect to receive a reply to your email within 1 to 2 business days. Please do not send multiple duplicate emails, as this will only delay our response time. In any email to the Graduate Student Services team, please be sure to include your full name and NUID for the most efficient response. Boston-based students can contact their advisor by emailing coe-gradadvising@northeastern.edu. Seattle-based students, you can email your advisor at coe-seattle-gradadvising@northeastern.edu. And Silicon Valley-based students can email their advisor at coe-sv-gradadvising@northeastern.edu. Please be aware that you should not email your advisor using their personal email address or via other applications such as Microsoft Teams. You will not receive a response. Any questions or communications should be sent to the proper email for your campus. Next, we're going to watch a short video where you'll get to meet the academic advising team.
Hello, and congratulations on being accepted into one of Northeastern's graduate programs. My name is Erica Osiki, and I am one of the Boston-based academic advisors in the Graduate School of Engineering's Graduate Student Services Office. And I'm so happy to be able to get to know you throughout the rest of the semester and year, and I'm excited to help you out in any way I can. Again, congratulations and welcome to Northeastern.
Hello, my name is Leslie Winslow Keats. I'm an academic advisor in the Graduate School of Engineering. Welcome to Northeastern University. I look forward to working with you as you begin your journey at the Graduate School of Engineering. I wish you all the success in your program.
Hi students, my name is Mike McFadden and I'm one of the Graduate Student Services Academic Advisors in Boston. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to working with you throughout your time in your program, and I'm so excited that you've chosen Northeastern. Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Sherry and I am an academic advisor at the Graduate School of Engineering. Welcome to Northeastern.
Hi students, my name is Terry Gu and I am the academic advisor for the College of Engineering at the Seattle campus. I'd like to welcome you all to Northeastern University and especially welcome to Seattle.
Congratulations and welcome to Northeastern. My name is Gloria and I'm one of the academic advisors at the Graduate School of Engineering, and I wish you the best of luck in your program.
Hello, welcome to Northeastern. My name is Matt Pekerski, Associate Director of Academic Advising in the Graduate School of Engineering. We're so excited to welcome you to campus this fall, and I can't wait to meet you either in person or virtually.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Lamb, and I am the Academic Advisor for College of Engineering students in the Silicon Valley campus. No matter where you are coming from around the world, we welcome you here as a part of the Northeastern community.
Welcome to the Graduate School of Engineering. My name is Allison Jacobs, and I'm the Director of Graduate Student Services. I look forward to working with all of you during your time here at Northeastern University. Take care and stay safe.
Excellent. So now that you've had a chance to hear from the graduate advising team, we're excited to share that we're also joined this morning by representatives from the College of Engineering graduate admissions team, who can help to answer any questions related to admissions throughout the session. So I'm now going to turn it over to Jeff Hengel for some updates on admissions.
Okay, thank you very much. Mike, can you give me a quick confirmation that you're hearing me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. Good day, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Hengel, and I work in admissions in the Graduate School of Engineering. And when you think about the Graduate School of Engineering main office, there are two key functions within the office. It's admissions and student services. And so mainly today you're hearing from the student services staff, which you just met. But we also have the admissions staff as well within the GSC Graduate School of Engineering office. So just wanted to describe those two functions and how we work closely together with our colleagues in student services. I'll be the next to congratulate you on your admissions and add a thank you from admissions for choosing Northeastern University. As a new student, you'll have some admissions questions maybe, and you'll also have some student services questions. So once again, you're kind of, you're sort of in the middle of these two functions right now, but we work closely together within our office. And so one way or the other, we'll get your questions answered. I want to also thank you for starting your program early. It's actually a little bit unusual for new students to start their program in the summer. Most new students start in the fall. So by choosing to start up your program in the summer, you're getting a head start. So thank you for that. Some of you joining us today will be enrolling as remote students if you're an international student outside of the US. And some of you will be enrolling as on-ground / on-campus students. So if you're an international student, it's very important to understand that to be in compliance with the F1 visa, unless you're on some other visa status within the US, your program of acceptance must offer and you must enroll in 2 courses over the summer to be in compliance. And at least one of those courses must be designated as a Boston-based on-ground course. And as long as you're enrolled as a full-time student in the summer, which means taking 2 courses where one is designated as Boston on ground, then you can be assured that you're in compliance with the F1 visa. And not all of our programs are able to accommodate international students in the summer. So that's why we're really making this important point. So if there's only 1 course offered, or you only intend to take 1 course, or if all the courses are online only, so they're a designated online course, not a Boston on-ground course, then essentially if you're an international student planning to pursue your degree on an F1 visa, then you need to be outside of the US because you're not basically in compliance by being a full-time on-ground student. So we don't want any of our international students to place their visa status in jeopardy. So, you know, understanding this aspect is very important. I'll mention that some of you joining us may be new students in the Information Systems program on Northeastern Seattle campus, and others may be new students in Information Systems in Silicon Valley. In both of those instances, neither of those campus options are available to be an on-ground campus student, since on-ground courses are not offered in that program at those campuses. So if you're an IS Seattle or IS Silicon Valley student and you're an international student, you must be outside the US and be a remote only student. The last thing I'll mention today is that some of you are already in the US and you've already arranged for appropriately for your visa. So you're in status, you hold a valid visa, you're going to enroll as a full-time student in the summer. So everything is all set and appropriate regarding your visa status. But some of you are currently outside the US and may be making plans to enter the US as an on-ground student for the summer. So it's important to understand, and this is at the bottom of your screen, that the last day to enter the US as a summer student is June 4th. So what that means is if the beginning of the semester is May 10th and you enroll in courses for summer 1 or full summer, you're going to start your program as a remote student outside of the US. But as long as you know, if you enter the US before June 4th, then you're still in compliance. And then you'll just, once you enter the US, you'll continue as an on-ground student, or as a physically on-campus student. So you have time. If you're currently outside the US, you're hoping to surmount the visa process, but the key is you need to do that before June 4th. So you'll enroll in courses, you'll start courses May 10th, and then you'll do everything within your power to arrive physically on campus before June 4th. If you are planning not to arrive by the first day of the first of the semester, that is May 10th, if you don't arrive by May 10th, then you have to request a late arrival letter, or sort of late arrival approval. And so if that is your circumstance, and if you need to do that, you can email Kelly Igorova in COE Graduate Admissions, and you see her email address posted on the slide. So I know that there's a lot of uncertainty around visa issues and travel. And so at this, as we speak today, if there's any doubt or any worry that you may not be able to arrive by May 10th, then go ahead and request a late arrival letter. It's not going to hurt you to do that. Okay, so that's some of the comments I wanted to cover today. Thank you for listening. Thank you including me in this presentation today. I'll be online for the rest of the session. So if there are further questions, I'm happy to answer those. So back to you, Mike.
Great. Thanks so much, Jeff, for all that great information. So next, we are actually going to turn it over to Erica. I believe, Erica, are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I need you to stop sharing.
Yes. There we go.
Are you able to see this?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. So in this part of this session, we're going to discuss how to register for courses, common registration issues, and other important things to know about course registration. For some of the websites we will talk about, you will definitely want to bookmark them. My Northeastern. This is a website you should definitely bookmark. My Northeastern is a place where you can do so many important things, like register for courses, check your degree audit, manage your email, access Canvas, and do so much more. It'll definitely make your time at Northeastern a lot easier. The Registrar's Office website. This site is also incredibly important to know, as you will find important information like the academic calendar, which is how you know the deadlines for the add-drop period. You can also find information on a course registration and information on your academic transcript. So I am actually going to quickly show you how you can find the academic calendar from the Registrar's Office website, as well as the course catalog, which I'll talk more about shortly after this segment. So on this part, this is the Northeastern University Registrar's Office website in its beautiful form. And here you can find a plethora of information, including academic records to, for example, request transcripts. Again, find information on registration, access the course catalog, and once again, reach out and click on the calendar to get information on dates. So we're actually going to do that right now. So when you click on this link right here, it'll take you to this section where it has the current academic calendar, future academic calendars, and past academic calendars. So these two things are important, especially the future one, if you want to plan ahead and see when future dates are, if you need to plan and book any type of plane tickets. But for now, we're just going to focus on this current academic calendar. So as you are all Graduate School of Engineering students, you're going to head to the graduate section, and you can click on list or weekly grid. I like list, but everyone has their preference. And here you can see that this is the academic calendar with a plethora of information on dates like holidays, first days of classes, etc. And if you scroll down to the second page, it is the dedicated entirely to the summer 2021 academic year. So for example, May 10th is the first day for summer 1 and full summer. You can see that for the US, there's a holiday on May 31st. There's the days for when final exams start and end, etc. So this is something that's incredibly important for you all to know and be able to bookmark to make sure that you're following all the correct dates for your term. So if we're going to go back to the main registrar's website, and as I mentioned before, we're going to go on to the catalog site as well while we're on here. So you have the information on how to access your course catalog. So if you click on this link, it'll bring you here. And this is the current academic catalog 2020 to 2021. So you're going to click on that. Again, head down to graduate. Again, you have choices of between two. I like the HTML. And when you click on HTML, it'll take you to the course catalog website in and of itself. We're in College of Engineering, so we're going to click there. And then it'll split to different departments. And so let's say, for example, you are a chemical engineering student, specifically a master's chemical engineering student. So you're going to click here, go to program requirements. And this is the incredibly important page for you if you're a chemical engineering master's student. So it has information on the required courses that you need to take for your program. It also has different options. So for example, the chemical engineering master's program, you can either take a course, can take your master's degree in terms of just courses, or if you wanted to, you can do your thesis section. So it tells you how many thesis credits you're required to have, plus how many electives you have. In addition, it has this important list of electives that are already approved to count towards your degree program. So for example, if you really wanted to take Chemie 6610, once you register for that course, and if you're a master's in chemical engineering student, it'll automatically count towards your degree program. So you don't need to make any petitions or anything like that. It's just automatically approved for your degree program. And an important thing to note about the course catalog is that regardless of whatever year it is in your program, in terms of like, let's say you're after your first year, you're still using this 2020 to 2021 course catalog because it's the one designed for you and when you started. Because every year the course catalog gets updated and there's different ways that it gets changed. And so you want to make sure that you are using just this 2020 to 2021 catalog, because again, it has that information solely for when you started. So we're going to go back to the presentation. And we're going to go back to the academic calendar quickly. So just wanted to highlight some important dates that for those of you who are starting in summer 1 and full summer, you want to be aware of. May 10th is the first day of classes for summer 1 and full summer students. May 23rd is the last day to add a class for full summer and summer 1, and the last day to drop a course for summer 1 without a W grade and with a full refund. And then May 30th is the last day to drop a class with the full refund, no W grade for full summer students. And so for those of you wondering what W means, it's shorthand for withdrawal, which that is an actual grade that will appear on your transcript. So let's say, for example, you're taking a course, you're not getting a good feeling for it. If you drop on May 23rd or before, if you're a summer 1 student, if you drop a course before that deadline, it will never appear on your transcript. It'll be as if you never registered for the course beforehand. But if you drop it after the May 23rd deadline, if you're a summer 1 student, the course will appear on your transcript and it will appear as graded as W. So not that that's a terrible thing, but that is something to note for if you're ever applying to future grad programs or if you're staying within Northeastern, it is something that will appear. And so I do want to point out that if you are an international student, please reach out to your academic advisor before dropping any classes, because we want to make sure that you're staying in visa compliance, and we don't want you to drop a class and then have you be out of status. So please make sure before you do anything like drop or withdraw a class, reach out to your academic advisor. in the course catalog. So again, this is a website that I absolutely recommend bookmarking, as it will show what requirements you need to complete your degree program. It also has information on academic policies and procedures, the code of conduct, and academic rights and responsibilities. So again, it is the holy grail of all of your information for success at Northeastern. Course schedule. So I am going to show examples of how to find a course and see whether there are any requirements you need to be on the lookout for. I do want to kind of give a few explanations beforehand and say you might see the word prerequisite. That means that you would need to have taken a certain course or sometimes even received a certain grade before taking a certain course ahead of time. So let's say you're trying to register for class 1, 2, 3, 4. That class 1, 2, 3, 4 has a prerequisite of class 1, 2, 3, 3 with a B average, with a minimum of a B. So that means that if you wanted to register for class 1, 2, 3, 4, you would need to have taken class 1, 2, 3, 3, received a B to be able to register. You also might see that there are some restrictions on the course that you're looking at, and there may be different restrictions on it. So for example, you might see a college restriction, which means that if you are a College of Engineering student trying to register for Corey College course, it will say that you're not able to register because you're not within the Corey College of Computer Sciences. There's also level restrictions. So if you're trying to register for an undergrad class, it'll come up as a level restriction, which means that you won't be able to register. And there are different types of restrictions that you might see when looking at courses. And so I also want to actually show you what it looks like. So my banner looks like this. Your banner will look different. But for me, when I go to my dynamic schedule, let's say, for example, I'm doing a full summer start. Click on full summer, submit. And let's say, for example, I am a CSYE student and I'm trying to register for CSYE 6200. So let's say I'm in my first semester, going into my first semester like you all, and I don't know what sections they're offered, but I just know I need to take CSYE 6200. You can do exactly what I did in your version of Banner, the student's version, and just go CSYE 6200 to see the different options. Or if you've already done this step and you know what the 5-digit CRN is, which is a 5-digit code, you can type that in and that section of the course will automatically appear. But for now, let's do this section. I'm gonna go to graduate and hit submit. And so as you can see, there's this section of CSYE 6200 that is being offered. It is considered a Boston-based course, which is this is the location. And this is what I was talking about, the 5-digit CRN, which course registration number is the elongated version of that word. You'd see this is the section. So again, this 5-digit CRN corresponds directly to this CSYE 6200 section 2 course. So if there were, let's say, for example, 5 different sections of the course, it'll have different CRNs to again correspond to that section. So here you'll see that this is considered a traditional lecture style course. I will go into it more detail later, but for this version of the course, it is through NewFlex, which is a hybrid version of the course. So you can take this course in person on ground, or you can take it remotely as well. And as you can see, this place is where the restrictions are. So it's only allowed for graduate level students and for College of Engineering students. So this is the levels restriction, and this is the college restriction. You'll also find the time of when the classes are offered, the day, where it's located if you're going to be attending in person, as well as the actual number of seats that the course capacity. So this is the number of seats they allow for the class. And for my section, it says actual. So it says that means that that's the number of students who've already registered for the course. And you'll see that there's also this WL section, which means that it's a wait list. So some courses will allow you to add to put yourself on the wait list. So let's say, for example, this section is actually full, that there's 40 out of 40 students registered. and for all the seats, but you really want to take this section of the course, you can put yourself on the wait list, and you will be notified via email if a student who's already registered drops the class. You'll be notified via email from the registrar's office, and you'll have 24 hours to add yourself to that section. And so you can, there can be up to 15 people on a wait list, and it goes into numerical order of when you put yourself on the wait list for who gets notified first. So let's say I'm trying to register for the course. I'm the first person on the wait list. Once one person drops, I'm notified first before anybody else. And then let's say, for example, 5 people drop the class. The first 5 people on the wait list will get notified, et cetera, and et cetera. There's really no way to predict, unfortunately, whether you'll be getting off the wait list and into the course. Some classes move very quickly. There'll be lots of people dropping. Other sections have no movement at all, and there's no wait lists waitlist students that get into the course. So if you're on a wait list, we do recommend, highly recommend, that you register for a different course in the meantime in case you do not get off the wait list, to make sure that you're maintaining the full-time status. And so we're gonna go back to the slide now. So now that you know how to kind of pay attention to the important details, let's say, for example, you registered for a course, but you're still getting a registration error. If that happens, you're going to see this blue box appear and say what type of restriction you're facing. So for example, this student was trying to register for ENCP 6100, which is a co-op course, and they're facing a field of study restriction, which means that they're not trying to register for the right program. So for example, let's say, for example, this section of ENC 6100 is meant for only PhD in electrical engineering. And this was a student, the student was an MS in data analytics engineering. So that is why they're facing this field of study restriction. And so make sure that you're, again, looking back to the class, see what restrictions are currently placed on the course. And then if you're still wondering why you're getting an error, if you think that it doesn't apply to you, the restrictions are, if you thought you've taken the prerequisite and you're getting a prerequisite error, feel free to reach out to the academic advisors, and we can help troubleshoot the issue and see what registration errors you might be facing. And so there are 2 types of online courses, regular online and V35. The difference between the 2 is that V35 specifically is meant for part-time students and is a recorded stream of real class. So you will face a student attribute restriction if you're a full-time student trying to register for a V35 section. We can only override you into a V35 section if there are no on-ground courses open, or you are on a co-op, and of course you're not going to be on campus as a result of being on a co-op. So NewFlex Summer 2021 registration guidance. So for Summer 2021, courses will be the traditional lecture style coded courses will be through a hybrid modality called NewFlex. If a course does not have a designation, like online only or V35, then the course is a NewFlex course. So you can choose to be in a classroom or remote on a week-to-week basis, and faculty will receive this information via Canvas. You can choose to be fully remote, or you can do remote 1 week, you can be on ground 1 week, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's a really hybrid version of learning. And so for international students specifically, international students can take courses fully remotely if they're going to be in the home country, in your home country, for the entirety of the Summer 21 semester. But if you're an international student who is entering or is currently entered into the United States, you will need to register, as Jeffrey was saying earlier, for at least 1 4-semester hour NewFlex course out of a full-time course load of 8 semester hours to give you that on-ground presence visa regulations. Our office recommends that if you can, you take both courses via NewFlex to give you that fully on-ground presence to, again, maintain visa regulations and compliance. I highly recommend that if you have any concerns about maintaining visa compliance, to review the OGS website or reach out to OGS to make sure that you're staying in visa compliance, because things change every day in terms of what constitutes as staying in visa compliance during this pandemic time. So please make sure that you're constantly reviewing the OGS website, because we want to make sure that, again, you're staying in status and you're not going to be put out of status. So taking courses outside of the College of Engineering. If you're interested in a course that is housed within Corey College of Computer Sciences or DeMoore McKim School of Business, you may, emphasis on may, be allowed to take it. You'll need to follow the directions on how to register for these courses and the link provided on the slide, and obtain permission to enroll ahead of time. Depending on the course, you may need to fill out a standard petition form and get it approved to be part of your electives. Again, if it's allowed for your degree program, some degree programs do not allow you to take outside of the course lists on your course catalog. So you always want to check in with your faculty advisor first if you're taking a course outside of the typical electives list to see whether it will count, because you don't want to be in a situation where you're taking that DeMoore McKim course, you registered for it, you've done well, you've paid for it already, and then by the time we get to graduation clearance, we say, oh, sorry, that course doesn't count towards your degree. Your faculty advisor is not going to have it count towards your degree either. And then you'll have to extend your program for another semester because of that. So you want to make sure that you're constantly making sure that any time that you're taking courses outside of the course list, you're reaching out to your faculty advisor for permission beforehand. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to Mike.
Great. Thank you, Erica. Let me get PowerPoint back up here. Okay. So for the next portion of our presentation, we're going to be discussing Graduate Student Services forms. Throughout your time with the Graduate School of Engineering, you will most likely be required to submit one of the common student forms that are listed on your screen. These forms serve a variety of purposes, such as gaining approval for changes to the pre-approved curriculum for your program, taking additional courses above the full-time course limit, and more. Whenever you need to find a form, make sure to visit the Graduate Student Services website and click on the Graduate Forms tab. Please note that all Graduate School of Engineering forms must be completed electronically through DocuSign. We will not accept forms via email. On the next slide, we'll watch a short video where Leslie will walk us through the process of submitting a standard petition form through DocuSign. The process will be very similar for all other Graduate Student Services forms.
So you would click on the Graduate Forms tab right here to the right, and this is going to bring you to the different forms. So here's the standard petition form, and if you click on it, which is really exciting, we're now doing this all electronically. So you get to fill it out on the computer, and it will be directly submitted to the next person that needs to approve it, which is your faculty advisor. So if we click on it, you'll see that you have certain instructions, and then you need to put in your name, your email, your research advisor, if you're a PhD student or a MS thesis or MS project student, or your faculty advisor with their email address. Now, to have this information before you start this process, I'm going to show you how to find that, again, on our page. So if we go back, you're going to go to Graduate Student Services, and you are going to go here to your Student Faculty Program Advisors, and we're going to open that in a new tab. And you'll see here the different programs and how to contact them. So we can use Professor Shi as an example. And you will get his contact info right here, so you can include it. So what I would do is start here, get your faculty advisor's information, then open a new tab and go back to the graduate forms and select the petition form. So you will fill out this information, and then what's going to happen is it's going to bring you to the petition form, which I will show you now. So here is the petition form. So after you fill out that first information on the DocuSign, it's going to direct you to the standard petition form, which you will need to complete part 1. And then what you will do is you will submit it electronically, and your faculty advisor and the Graduate Student Services academic advisor will review the petition form for approval. So some things to consider about the petition form. Academic advisors review the petition forms for approval, and you will get a copy for your record. When reviewing your degree audit, if your coursework is not counting towards your degree and you have received an approved petition, please just email us and with the attached form. If you have not received prior approval for your coursework, you will need to complete the petition form and submit it to your faculty advisor for approval through the process I just showed you. Academic advisors are reviewing degree audits for students who are not clearing and have applied to graduate. If we have an approved petition on file, we are updating the student's degree audit. If not, we're following up with you.
All right, so now that we've heard a little bit more about the forms process, I'm going to turn it back over to Erica to speak a little bit more about responsibilities and academic performance in the graduate school.
Yes, so in this portion, we're going to discuss some responsibilities you have as graduate students. And so you will need to, of course, follow and complete the degree requirements set by your program. So you can look at the degree requirements you'll need to follow through the course catalog, which we talked about beforehand. And you'll also need to maintain a B average or 3.0 GPA to remain in good academic standing. I know some of you may want to complete co-op in the future and you want to take the 1-credit co-op course, but just so you are aware that 1-credit co-op course will not impact your degree GPA for any types of cumulative understanding or looking at your GPA. In addition, co-op has a requirement of a 3.2 GPA. So if you are interested in participating in a co-op, you will need a 3.2 or higher GPA to participate, which, as you can tell, is higher than just the good academic standing GPA requirement. In addition, you will need to receive at least a C in your core courses. However, some advanced courses require higher grades than a C, so be sure to make sure you try your best in these courses to be able to take some of the advanced courses later on in your degree program. And so sometimes life happens and you may find yourself getting below a 3.0 GPA. If it's your first semester in doing so, where your GPA is below a 3.0, you will be considered what we call academic probation. For this time around, you'll need to work with your faculty advisor of the program you're in and find a strategy to help you succeed in your next semester. That is through the academic probation plan, as we call it, and then you'll hand in that form to us for us to also make sure that you're following through on your strategies. If you end up having below a 3.0 GPA for 2 semesters in a row, you are then considered dismissed from your program. However, you may file for an appeal form and state your case in writing to the committee, who will review your appeal, and your appeal will either be approved and you'll be able to stay for another semester to raise your GPA, or your dismissal will remain and you will no longer be part of the program. If you appeal through the academic dismissal appeal form in your second semester, being on having below a 3.0 GPA, you get to stay for the third semester. If in that case you get 3 semesters below a 3.0 GPA, you'll be considered dismissed from the university. However, you may file for an appeal once again to a different committee team who will be part of the university appeals process to see whether you can stay for another semester. So I know these are scary, but these guidelines will help you understand the requirements you now have by being a member of the Graduate School of Engineering.